Hey y'all. Y'all. Hey. Hi. Hey guys. Welcome back to the freaking channel. First off, I really want to apologize for going just dead silent for a little bit. I'll be honest, I needed some time to myself. I have been going through a wild transformation in all aspects of my life. We're doing some new content this week, I guess, because this isn't what I usually do, and I always say that every time I'm trying something new, just so you guys know. If it's ass, that's why. I'm trying something new. But I really wanted to talk about the Winnie the Pooh Honey and Blood movie that came out. I have a lot of thoughts, and here they come, man. Jesus. So right away, the movie starts off with this kind of storybook style introduction where they're showing us how Christopher Robin found the 100-acre wood and how he met Pooh and Piglet and Eeyore and all of the, they call them humanoid deformed creatures in this movie. But I guess that's how you would have to describe something you found in the woods if you want to translate it into real life, okay? So at first, I was like, why are they described this way? But when you get to the end of the story book introduction, you find out that the reason why we are now in a horror theme with this story is because Christopher Robin went off to college. And it was custom that before he would bring them food every time that he would visit. But as a result of him going off to college, they're now feral and they're hunting humans and doing terrible humanoid things. So we find out that while they're starving, they eat Eeyore. He's the first one of all of them to die, which is peak comedy because in my mind, I was thinking, how are they gonna do a humanoid version of Eeyore that stands on his two legs? They didn't even bother. They were just like, well, he's the first one who's gonna die and he's gonna be eaten, and they're gonna have this little grave marked that says Eeyore, rest in peace. I was caught very off guard by this. But at the same time, you know, it's just part of the story, okay? This is the story they're telling now, so we're just going with it. We're just on for the ride. They finish this off and we start where present day is happening. Christopher Robin now has his wife or fiance, I don't know, because they interchanged it in the movie a couple times, but that doesn't matter. It's his love interest. He brings her to where he grew up and he's like, you know, I don't think she's gonna believe me. Like, why the fuck would she believe that I would go into the woods every single day and feed these random creatures that were my friends? So they're having a fight in the woods because she doesn't seem to believe that they exist. And he's like, well, why the fuck are we here if you don't believe me? Anyway, this is important because they do eventually stumble upon the home where Eeyore and Piglet and Pooh and all of them are supposed to live. And when they get there, they're shocked to find blood everywhere. It's basically the scene of a crime, and they're like, what the fuck is going on here? This is one time where the woman has the voice of reason in this horror movie because, you know, they always give the woman the most stupid shit to say. But I'm with her on this one. You stumble upon something with blood, you fucking leave.
You need to find out what's happening here, okay?
Come on. Please.
Look, you're not in any danger, okay? I know them, all right?
But he made the mistake of staying and trying to find them, and they kill his wife, bro. They fucking murder his wife in his face while he's just screaming there going, "Piglet, no!"
Piglet, stop! Piglet, stop!
This movie is so great at comedy horror because none of the horror was scary. It was literally just them lurking about in the background, waiting for an unsuspecting victim to hurt and then hurting them. Because they're feral, you know? They're angry that Christopher Robin left them to starve, and they're angry that they had to eat their own friend and now they're eating everybody else's friends. I don't know. Whoever thought of this premise, I swear, y'all need hobbies. Y'all need something else besides this movie thing, because what the fuck? What am I watching? He is captured by Pooh and the others, hung up in some chains in their weird wood facility. I don't know. It's set in the weirdest fucking place, but they're in the woods. They're in a facility, some like meat packing facility. That's what it looks like to me, but I know it's not. It's a farm, I guess. We enter this subplot with this college student who is recovering from this trauma of having been stalked by someone. And her therapist suggests, hey, I think you need a vacation, girl. You need a vacation. But the funniest part is that the cabin that she tells them about is literally smack dab right next to where the killer animals are. And when they arrive, they're already missing a friend, but this friend has already been killed. She was caught by Pooh somewhere. She got tossed into a wood chipper. Whatever. It really doesn't matter. She's on screen for like 2 seconds, and then she's feet up in the air, fucking going head first into a wood chipper. These friends, all 5 of them, 6 of them, I don't know how many of them, none of them matter. Literally, they're just cannon fodder for Winnie the Pooh and the fucking woodland creatures. But there were just so many moments in this movie where I was literally just crying, like tears were just streaming down my face because I was laughing so hard. There's this one moment where they stumble upon someone who has been held in captivity for a long time, probably longer than actually no, not longer than Christopher Robin, because she was brought in after him. Anyway, they find this woman, she's been destroyed, and she just keeps repeating that Piglet just continually mauls her. And I'm sorry, it should not have been as funny as it was, but it just was.
What have he done to you?
Piglet just maws me whenever he wants.
Have you spoken to them?
Time I try, Piglet just maws me again.
Because like her eye is swollen, she's like all fucked up, and she's like, Piglet, he just keeps mauling me. Because of course they're all British, so it's the British accent for me, bro. Like, I can't help myself. So before all of this happens, I would say the main girl, Maria, she's the only one whose name I remember. Maria has a gun. She has a gun this entire time, but she never fucking uses it. Not once. I just don't. To be completely fair, we get to a scene in the movie where they're trying to run away and they encounter this group of men, and they're like, please help us, please, this dude is stalking us, please. They reveal that Winnie the Pooh has like these superhuman powers because there's like 6 dudes beating him with a crowbar, and he's fine. It's totally fine. Ends up getting a second wind, chopping off some dude's arm, and some dude runs away. But I guess the reason why I'm mentioning this is because, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing that she didn't use her gun, because I don't know, it probably would have just gotten Pooh mad and then you wouldn't have a head anymore. But I don't think it matters because she dies at the end anyway. I'm sorry. The final showdown between Christopher Robin, that girl Maria, and Pooh is the most ridiculous part of the entire movie. Like, we've gotten all the gratuitous deaths. We've gotten somebody get their head run over by a car because, you know, Pooh was driving the car. They hogtied the girl and then they ran over her head. And then we also had some sledgehammer deaths, a wood chipper death. And then the girl at the very end, she just gets her throat slit incidentally. She was gonna be the final girl, and then she's just not. Christopher Robin is the final girl. He asks Pooh, "Why are you doing this?" And he goes, "Because you left." Those were the only words that Pooh ever spoke in that whole movie. So he slits her throat. Christopher Robin sees that he's never gonna get his friends back, and he runs away. So the moral of the story is, guys, don't go back to visit friends that you left behind when you went to college, because they're not gonna be too happy to see you. There was this one part where Pooh has this jar of honey. It's supposed to be honey, but it doesn't have the honey consistency, so it just looks like he's stuffing like KY jelly into his mouth and it's just dribbling down. There were so many things wrong with this movie. So many things. Like, first of all, you're recovering from having someone stalk you, and you know, she wakes up in the middle of the night, some dude's trying to undress her. Like, it was real bad. I don't think that I would go to a desolate place in the woods where my fear of my stalker stalking me would be further exacerbated. That's my opinion. I guess the therapist had not this in mind when she recommended the cabin in the woods, but yeah. I don't know, man. This movie was it was a ride. I still don't know why I wasted a whole evening watching that, but to be fair, I was like two glasses of wine in, and at that point I was having a blast. So if you like watching shitty horror movies while you're wine drunk, this is definitely the movie for you. I will say though, don't get your hopes up, because yeah, I don't even know what the rating for this was. I'd give it like a 20. 21. Have a wonderful day, guys. Till next time, y'all.